Game On, the new expo at the Montreal Science Centre. So I'm speaking with experts in the video game field, Denis Talbot and Stephanie Harvey, as well as the Montreal Science Centre's director, Julie Payette.
Reliving parts of my life because I started to game when I was very young, and most of the game I've played in my life are here.
You know that video games are an art form, but they're also very serious. This
Yes.
is a science center.
Yeah.
What's it like to have that science stamp on your favorite medium?
It's about time. It's about time. People think that video games is not a form of art. When you see where they are today and the way that the game creators reproduce certain part of the world or worlds that are created from scratch, man, these guys, these girls are very good. And this is the best place to see the progression of what happened in the video game industry. You see the evolution of those games.
You know, like almost everybody now, I started gaming when I was a kid. And this is all about the history of video games, which is a bit like how old I am. So it fits, I fit like here perfectly. I go through the all here and I'm like, oh yeah, this is when I was 6 or... As a game designer, one of the most important thing is to understand the history of video games and to know why things are like they are now. Basically, if you start from old games and you look at their mechanics, you see, oh, I understand now why we do it this way because this sucked, or oh, this was awesome and we made it even better in these games. It's super important because we always kind of steal ideas from other people or we make it better, and that's how games evolve and that's how games get better.
So we know your scientific side, your rigorous side. Now, video games at the Montreal Science Centre, why does it fit?
It's actually the exact same thing. Behind a video game, there is a program, and in this program you have to teach a computer, which basically understands only zeros and ones, to do something very sophisticated, very involved. So becoming a programmer for video games is being an engineer, a scientist of electronics. So that's what we're celebrating with this exhibit. Plus, we're going back in the past and seeing how it started and where we've come already in a couple of decades. Some of the new technology that we're presenting in this exhibit, something that is coming, that we will see in our living room in a few years from now, particularly the Oculus Rift, where you put a helmet on your head and you transform into the 3D world of the video game. Well, that at NASA we've been using for years to train for spacewalks. Well, when I was young, there was no video games, there was no computers, there was no cell phones. So I did go to the arcades and I put a lot of money on Space Invaders because it was just addictive.
There's old games, there's newer games around here. Anything in particular that you like?
I like fighting games. This is my favorite. And we've talked about this before, but you've beat me, and you're so happy that you've beat me a few years ago in Street Fighter.
So a duel is coming up, definitely. Bring it.
Yeah, like the revenge match. La revanche! La revanche!
Félicitations.